I became interested in doing tattoos when I went with my dad so he can get a tattoo. I was about 16 years old and I saw the whole process and really enjoyed it. So I decided maybe one day I'll get myself a tattoo. When I got my first tattoo, that was basically my first time really stepping into a tattoo studio as an adult and really kind of experiencing it, you know, in the way of this might be my life from now on. So my first tattoo will always be something I always like to cherish. And I think that it was just a really cool experience knowing that I was able to talk to somebody who was interested in possibly having me as their apprentice. And I think that's what I wanted to do. I dropped out of high school, so I didn't really have anything going for myself, but then I realized that I loved art and might be able to do this, so that's what I did. My name is Chris Herschel. I am the owner of Evermore Tattoo Studio. I'm 24 years old and I've been in business since 7 months ago. Tattoos impacted my life definitely positively. I feel like it is a way of self-expression. I definitely feel like that, you know, you can put art on your body, you can put art anywhere, but putting it on your body is definitely it's very near and dear to you. So if you're happy with your design, you're happy with your tattoos, people are happy to wear it. And then not only that, it makes your artist feel very good about themselves as well. Whenever my clients show off the tattoos that I did, it makes me feel really good about myself. Makes me feel happy knowing that I made them happy.
I was offered to be an apprentice one night. My sister was texting me to come hang out because I had just moved here and I have no friends here. So she was like, you know, come hang out. We're just hanging out at the shop before she opens it. I came in here and she started talking to me about how my sister had shown her a portrait I did. And she was like, you know, I think you should come here and be my apprentice. You know, it could be something great for you. You know, this is what I do, and like when I got into it, it just opened me up into a whole new world of possibilities of like becoming a better artist, and I think you would really love it. My name is Logan Harper. I am 19 years old. I am the tattoo apprentice at Evermore Tattoo Studio.
My relationship with my clients, I would describe it as like we're more so as friends than they are my clients. My clients, I like to look at them like, you know, I've known them for years. Especially when we have multiple sessions with each other and, you know, they get excited, I get excited to see them. We catch up on things. It definitely feels like I'm seeing an old friend. So it's really cool when I get to bond with my clients, you know.
I picked Chris as my tattoo artist because I liked the work that she had on Instagram, and then when I came in, we just kind of talked and just hung out for a little bit more before we even talked about really tattoos. So we kind of just vibed a little bit, and I saw the work that she did, and I was like, yeah, she can do it. She's the one that wants tattooing me.
I made the mistake of starting the freaking Harry Potter, trying to watch them all. I'm on Prisoner of Azkaban already.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
I think Goblet of Fire is my favorite one.
Chris did my first tattoo and all the rest of my tattoos. The first tattoo, I was super nervous, and she kind of just helped me out. She just talked to me the whole time, so I was already sweating, super nervous because it's forever. It's your first tattoo, you know, you don't know what to kind of expect. You know, you hear it's painful, and you hear about the aftercare, and it's just like, oh man, like, you don't know.
I already told Bree, but I didn't numb this. So I'm just gonna take it.
You didn't numb it?
No.
Ooh, you messed up.
I'm just gonna take it, and then my next arm, when you can do my other sleeve, that's it. I'm just numbing the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely.
On my forearm, I have a Saint Barbara. She was my patron saint when I was in the military. She was the one, I believe, that was watching over me whenever I was deployed or out working during the hurricanes. So in the castle on the other side of my forearm, it kind of just represents home. I have little elements like the hat, the cat, and the axe kind of represent my brother and my parents. So that way I can always just come home. So on my shoulder, I have St. Michael, and he's the patron saint for law enforcement. So he kind of watches me every day when I go to work and make sure I come home every day. The tattoo I'm getting today is my family's coat of arms. So it's kind of like a shield, and then with a wolf on top of a hill in front of an oak tree, and that's my family's coat of arms. So just represent more of my family.
What makes a great tattoo artist, in my opinion, is dedication. So really dedicating your time to drawing, painting, and because that really does contribute to being a good tattoo artist, it all really helps you and just being more familiar with it. Also just being really friendly, really clean, of course, and just making sure that you're always in love with it and you're always trying to get better. Chris has influenced me in such a great way. She really helped me open up my eyes to want to be more dedicated to this. Because at first I wasn't really sure. I was I'm not sure how far I can go with this. I don't know if I could really do it myself. But she really pushed me, and I just knew I had to get over myself to do better and actually progress in becoming just an artist, period.
I have a total, I think, of 9 or 10 tattoos, and I was very straightforward in the beginning of the tattoo experience when I first started out getting tattoos about what I wanted. I knew that it was exactly what I wanted. I wanted that on my body. I knew that I was going to be happy with that, and mostly just because I didn't really instill any trust in an artist, truthfully, and not in a bad way. It was just more or less I didn't know them. I didn't know their style of art. It was just walking in, and so walking into a tattoo studio, you kind of know most of the time exactly what you want, and every now and then certain artists will put a touch on it that's a little bit more personable. And so my first tattoo that I got not done by Chris was the little bouquet of flowers, kind of like a wild sprig of flowers, for my mom, my godmother, and my sister, which are probably the most important women that I have in my life. So I have that on my side closest to my heart because they mean the most to me. My second tattoo, I had a quote and loved the meaning behind it, and so I got that tattooed on my hip. The tattoo says, "Strength is what you gain from the madness you survive." I tweaked it a little bit to make it more for me and for my meaning that I wanted, and I made the I in survive a semicolon. And so for anybody that's not familiar, the semicolon means that the artist chose to end a story, but it didn't actually end, so the semicolon says that there's more going on with your life, so you gotta stick it out. And so that's what I love about that tattoo. My third tattoo is for my best friend Adam that passed away at his funeral. His mom and his dad made the most amazing bouquets of lavender, and so I got a little sprig of lavender on the back of my right ankle just because he's my right-hand man. That was where I met Chris, and so I walked into the shop that Chris worked at. I had two best friends that lived above, and it was a 3-story building, and the tattoo shop was on the 2nd floor in the middle. And so I just always noticed how busy they were. Didn't know Chris, didn't know the shop owners, but my best friends lived upstairs, so I was like, well, heck it, let's go get some tattoos. And so I got a bumblebee on the back of my arm, which I was intending to elaborate on more, but again, Chris has done an amazing job creating something that I didn't know that I wanted, but now I absolutely adore. And then I also have a badass freehand tattoo, forgive my French, but it's the vine work of just I think of like a peace offering or like a peace leaf.
So the way that I do my creative process, I like to try to get as much details as I can about the client and the piece that they're trying to get. I try to go back into background a little bit, why they want it, where they want it, how they want it, the style that they want it, and try to do a quick little consultation with them on, basically figuring out what I can add to this to make it, personal for them. A lot of people, they see things off the internet and they like it, and I like their ideas. I love them, they're great, but I definitely want to put something that is going to represent them as a person and me as an artist.
I met Chris and talked with her about creating something in memory of my friend Dylan that passed away. Unfortunately, he committed suicide 2 months after he was released from his military duties. So it was really, really sad coming up with the meaning that I wanted this tattoo to have, but I had no idea what I wanted. And so we came up with the idea of a French lantern with a candle whose flame had gone out. The candle was really burned down super low, and so the way, when I see it, I think of Dylan. It's got bright colors, it's vibrant, it reminds me so much of him with the greens and the pinks and the yellows, but it reminds me that Dylan's always with me and that you never know when your flame's gonna go out, unfortunately. And so it's a very heartwarming tattoo for me because I know that, again, my best friend's by my side.
My clients have opened up to me a lot with their personal experiences, with a lot of the things that we can both relate to. I feel like whenever my client is opening up to me, it's because they feel safe and secure knowing that, you know, what they tell me is something that I can maybe possibly relate to as well. My second tattoo that Chris has started for me was my big mural. It's like a really attractive female, so it was kind of like I chose a female because I wanted a woman in power. I wanted a strong, almost Virago, like warrior-like woman, or like a Medusa thing, and so I got the octopus tentacles for another best friend. Unfortunately, his name was John. John passed away. He was hit by a drunk driver, and so I really wanted something that was gonna resemble him and make me think of him when I saw it. And so John's next tattoo, he had a big porthole on the backside of his shoulder. The next part of his tattoo was to put an octopus surrounding the porthole window, and so I implemented the octopus into this tattoo because it was just something of strength, and that was the first best friend I'd ever lost. I lost him in college, and it was really hard to kind of piece myself back together. And so they're not physically here. I can't hold them or talk to them or look into their eyes like I used to. I can't laugh with them anymore, but they're with me. They're with me. They're on my right arm because those are my right-hand guys. Like, they were always the most influential people. And so now I live every day looking at my tattoos, thinking, what can I do that would make them proud?
Logan! I love it! So the 222, just so everybody knows, is my angel number. It's the number that I see all the time. And my best friend Adam, who's the lavender tattoos for, his number and my number for soccer, they were both 22. So the 222 is like a sign that, yeah, it's just that number. It's just that number, you know?
And my next tattoo that we just started, my last appointment with Chris, is 2 koi fish with a beautiful, like, blossoming flower on the inside. So I was thinking what colors I wanted to do that would really accent it but not take away from the colors that I already have. And a black koi stands for prosperity, which I think is probably the most influential word that I can use for the life right now that I have, that I'm experiencing. I feel like I really need to keep becoming the best version of myself.
Tattoos are special for me because I've always done kind of like a dangerous job after I left high school. For all those jobs, I've done a lot of training, a lot of experiences, and sometimes training experiences are not enough to protect you. So it kind of represents who I think is protecting me every time I go to work.
What getting a tattoo means to me is whatever the person wants it to be, really. So if they are getting it for somebody who has passed, just to remember them. If they're getting it for themselves, from things that they've went through back then and coming out from that and where they are now in life, and really just having that to reflect back onto it. Or if they're even just getting it for fun because their friend that lives 1,000 miles away is in town finally, and it's going to be something that they'll both have and always remember each other by.
It's a huge form of self-expression and self-identity for myself, and it's also a form of therapy with how I cope with my losses that I've had in my life. And so it's a gentle reminder with color and with life. It's just a little reminder to keep going.
I definitely believe that tattoos can help you with your identity, finding yourself for sure. A lot of people, whenever I'm doing a tattoo on them, they usually say to me, like my clients, oh my God, I was waiting for this session. Like, I just need to, take a break from life. I just, I need somebody to talk to. And I definitely feel like I can relate to that. During therapy, you're talking to somebody who has a very unbiased opinion. And not only that, you're receiving artwork from them who you obviously enjoy their work.
We getting crazy in a different role. crazy in a different role. She loves the fact that I just let her know.